Hi guys, and welcome to Thursday's episode of our Battlespot Double Series. So we kicked off this week on Tuesday with the team that we put together over the past weekend. Live stream team building sessions on Saturday and Sunday. The team, just to kind of recap for those of you that haven't seen it before, is Gardevoir, which is a mega Pokemon. We've got Excadrill, Tyranitar, Zapdos, Araquanid, and Hitmontop. So really, I've been looking forward to this episode all day. Can't wait to get back in playing with the team. So it was a lot of fun playing it on Tuesday. We had our first initial couple of battles. We got caught out really harshly at the end of the battle, kind of presuming that the Landorus T was scarfed, and it wasn't, and took us down. But we kind of came back in our second match and pulled out a win against that Rain team, which was quite nice. So hopefully we can find some more opponents today and test out this team a bit further. You guys have been super helpful as well in outlining some issues that you've had with the team. So do keep those findings coming, because they're super interesting and things that we'll keep in mind for when we do the team review episode in a couple of weeks time. So we have our first opponent of the day, and they are running a team of Tapu Koko, Ampharos, Houndoom, Infinite, Breloom, and Swampert. So I had to think a little bit about some of these Pokemon, because you don't regularly see them, like the Ampharos there, the Houndoom. We've got 3 potential Mega Pokemon here with the Swampert. Actually, we probably haven't, because I think the Mega Houndoom Mega Stone has been released, but I'm not too sure about the Ampharos. So potentially 2. I don't know if we'll see Mega Swampert. There might be Manual Rain in the team. I don't know if that's possible with the double fire core there, but we've got a lot of fight in here, which isn't going to be ideal for us at all. I think, what can we do? Intimidate's going to be really nice against that Infernape particularly. We've got the Feint and the Fake Out to take advantage to potentially break the sash on that Breloom. I think I'm going to lead off with... we could lead Sand here, to be honest. It's not a bad call, but we might want to bring Sand in the back with Gardevoir up front with Hitmontop, Tyranitar in the back with Excadrill. We're relying a lot here on our Gardevoir to take care of these fighting threats from my opponent, but we'll see how we get on. And we have got the Trick Room to utilise if we feel like we need to at any point. So, as I say, we haven't played too many games with the team. I haven't played too many games with it, apart from what we played on Tuesday, so I'm still learning and processing the team as we go through. So I want to keep this as much like building a new team, taking it into testing as possible, and then we take it into review after that, and then we go back into it, maybe make some changes and things from big threats that we see, and so on from there. So we see the Tapu Koko Ampharos come out, we see the Electric Seed proc on that Tapu Koko. Now, what could we do? We could just Trick Room here, but I've got a feeling that the Ampharos is probably going to be slower than the Gardevoir anyway. We could just fake out the Tapu Koko and go for a Hyper Voice. We want a Mega Evolve. We could feint the Tapu Koko expecting to protect and Hyper Voice. I wonder what my opponent... would you protect the Tapu Koko in this situation? I think I probably would. So I think we're probably better off going for the help and the Fake Out onto the Ampharos, Mega Evolving and Hyper Voicing with Gaudy. So let's go for that. So we see a Quick Claw activate on the Ampharos, which is interesting. So good job, we did fake out that slot, stop it moving this turn. If it doesn't protect. No protects coming out from either side. We do get the fake out on the Ampharos, it does flinch, and we see a U-turn into the Gardevoir from Tapu Koko, which I don't mind, because that Tapu Koko has just activated that Electric Seed. It is going to lose that defense boost straight away, and we're going to get a free Hyper Voice off here, which is going to be huge into that Infernape. It is neutral, but we're going to be hitting it for really good damage. It's not that defensively bulky, and yeah, do really good damage onto it. I wonder now if it's in feint range. I don't know if it will be. That's the thing. We've got to be a bit careful of the potential fake out here from the Infernape. We could switch in Tyranitar. I'm going to switch in Tyranitar and I'm going to go for a Trick Room. Or is it going to be obvious that the Gardevoir just goes for that? I think the Gardevoir is the fake out target here. So let's go for a better play. Let's go for a close combat into... Do I want to target the Ampharos? We don't mind the Ampharos too much, to be honest. Let's target the Infernape with a close combat. And no, because I don't want the drop and then lose Hitmontop to the Ampharos. Let's go for a feint and we'll just protect with Gardevoir here. Humming and hawing all the time with what to do. So we get the feint off. We're not going to take any drops from the close combat. Is it going to be enough? Oh, it's not quite enough. And we see a Fire Punch come out into the Gardevoir. And I'm going to see a Thunder. Oh, wow. This is going to be powerful. Into the Hitmontop. But this does mean it will activate our eject button, which is really nice. Because we can get the T-Tar in, activate the Sand, and get rid of the... we don't want Hitmontop. We want Tyranitar. And get rid of the Infernape. Because it is so low on health at this point in the match. So... take that completely out of the equation, get the Sand up as well. So there's everything taking residual damage. We'll be able to see speed tiers as well here. So Gardevoir does outspeed Ampharos. So we just need to be a bit wary still of that Quick Claw. And we'll see what comes back in here. I wonder if it'll be the Tapu Koko. It is the Breloom, okay. We do have the Chople Berry on Tyranitar and the Ice Beam. So we could go for an Ice Beam. Or we could just go for a Rock Slide and a Trick Room. Because that would kind of lock up the game. There's every chance that it could go for Spore. But we're going to get at least one of these moves off. So let's go for the Rock Slide and the Trick Room here. Okay, so it's tightening its focus. That is going to be, is that Focus Blast, I think. We go for the Rock Slide. We avoid the Thunder, and we should get the Trick Room up now because I think, yeah, lost its focus. Yeah, it's not Focus Blast. It's like Focus Punch, I think. Yeah, so it tightens its focus first. If it gets hit anywhere in between that, then it loses its focus. It can't hit. So that's worked out great. And we get the Trick Room up and now we'll be able to just clean up the game. We don't see a Focus Sash on that Breloom. There's going to be Poison Heal variant. And we still have to be a bit careful of the Mach Punch that it could potentially carry. But as I say, we have got that Chople Berry, so we're pretty safe with Tyranitar here. So we can just go for a Rock Slide and a Hyper Voice. And that should wrap up game 1 for us. Which is pretty nice. So there's that Focus Punch again, tightening its focus. We do get the Rock Slide off, we hit, so we'll break that focus again, and the Hyper Voice will be enough to clean up the match here. Just going to be a pretty clean win for us. It's pretty nice, good start to the day. And a crit, huge crit on Breloom. So, not a bad way to start. That's been alright. So good game to my opponent there. Yeah, and we'll just move on to our next game. Hopefully it's as good as that one. I always find it interesting that like the processes you go through when you pick up a new team and you learn about how its kind of core elements work, and you kind of adjust to the best leads with it, and you know you kind of adjust as well to how it synergizes with itself. You know what's good to bring in the back when you lead with a certain pair, and for switch-ins against stuff like that. So that's all stuff that you kind of need to pick up as you're going along, and it also kind of highlights issues where you maybe come up against a threat and it doesn't matter what you lead, you've got nothing good to switch in, and that's when you need to make those notes, I feel, because they're the big threats that can really start causing a lot of issues in the team and things like that. So hopefully we don't come into any, but if we do, we'll make a real point of that. And I know from some of your feedback already a few of you have noticed that Aegislash is a bit of an issue for the team, and we're going to come up against one here, so we'll see how we do against it. And we've got our next opponent with Celesteela, Mimikyu, Garchomp, Aegislash, Klefki, and oh, what is this fox thing called from? It's X and Y, isn't it? I can't remember. It's like a wizard, fire psychic type. I know it begins with a B. I'm pretty sure. I should know this, but you guys let me know what it's called. I will go away and see after this match, after the video, to see what it is. Anyway, what we're going to do against this. Celesteela is going to be a bit of an issue here, as well as that Aegislash. I feel like Zapdos is going to be really important for us in this game, with the Hidden Power Ice, the Thunderbolt to hit the Celesteela for good damage. I do feel like Tyranitar, again, probably will be quite good. We're going to have to be careful for that Garchomp, though. You need to be pretty quick in selecting what we're going to do, though, as well. We want Intimidate here. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's go Gardevoir. Let's go Tyranitar. And let's go Aegislash as well. And see if that's going to be any good. I wonder if it was better bringing maybe the Excadrill here and taking advantage of the Sand Core. Maybe. Maybe we'll regret that, but maybe not as well. So we're going to lead off Gardevoir, Zapdos, and let's see what my opponent brings out. So it's going to be the Klefki and the Celesteela here. I wonder if it's going to be Screens, Klefki, with that lead. Gardevoir's heavily threatened here from two steel types. There's Flash Cannon options from the Klefki, there's Heavy Slam from the Celesteela, but we do threaten both with our Zapdos. And we could go for a Tailwind here. Let's just see what we could do. If we go for Tailwind, and then we could bring in T-Tar. Or we could go Trick Room and bring in Araquanid with Gardevoir, but I don't feel like we can do that. Maybe that's something we do later in the game. I think just to start with, I'm going to go for a Thunderbolt onto the Celesteela, and I'm going to switch in Araquanid for Gardy, just to take any potential steel type attacks that do come out onto that slot. There's the spider. So there's the Screens, like we expected. So it's going to make it a bit more difficult to take down this Celesteela. But wow, we still do a huge chunk of damage. Still doing over 50%. So we threaten the KO this next turn. And there's a Flash Cannon, as we thought as well, into that Gardevoir slot. But even with the Screens up, we're threatening a KO here. So I wonder what the Klefki's item is. Is it going to be Focus Sash? Probably. So we could just go for a Liquidation into that slot. Yeah, I don't see any reason not to. Let's just go for it and go for another T-Bolt into the Celesteela. It might switch into the Garchomp, and we could have doubled into that slot just to cover it with the Liquidation as well, but my opponent might not have even brought the Garchomp, because you would have expected that to come in there. So the Mimikyu does switch in. We will be able to break that disguise this turn. We do get Thunder Waves by the Klefki on our Araquanid. Break the disguise on that Mimikyu. And we are fully paralyzed. Excellent. What can we do here? We could go for a Heat Wave, get some damage, start chipping down that Klefki, and go for a Hydro Vortex into the Mimikyu. Although, do we want to waste the Hydro Vortex just yet? Let's see what my opponent could have in the back that we could take advantage of it with. Yeah, I don't think we need to... What's the Mimikyu going to go for? Do we just Hydro Vortex it here? I mean, we could do I feel like I want to save it for maybe later on in the game. We're not too pressured at the moment, so I think I'm just going to chip it down with a liquidation. Hopefully you can get one off. So there's the reflect coming out to boot with that light screen. Oh, we're going to see a Z move. It's going to be never-ending nightmare from the Mimikyu. Which targets are going to be into? Maybe the Araquanid? Well, you would think it would be more into the Zapdos. I'd imagine we'll be able to take this though, to be honest. It does reveal that it's faster than our Zapdos though. Yeah, we take that really comfortably. Just proc our Citrus Berry. I'm going to get that Heat Wave off. Do some chip damage to both targets. And we're going to get this, hopefully, yeah, we do. No Fully Paralysis. Fully Paralysis this turn, get that liquidation off and do an absolute chunk of damage to that Mimikyu, even behind the reflect. I think here we need to really preserve our Zapdos. We need to keep it around for the Celesteela. As long as that's in the back, we need to protect that. So I'm going to withdraw Zapdos, preserve it for later on in the game. And I'm just going to go for a liquidation this turn into the Klefki. Bring Tyranitar in for Zapdos as well to take any potential ghost type attacks. I wonder what my opponent's last Pokemon is. If it's that Aegislash, you kind of got to expect it maybe is. So there's a Shadow Claw just into the Zapdos slot. Tyranitar able to take that nice and comfortably. And a Foul Play as well. Where's this into? Oh, so that works out doubly good for us. Hopefully, yeah, no paralysis again, and we are going to get that liquidation off. Slowly chipping down both of these targets, which is nice. Does Mimikyu go down here? No, not quite. We do need to be a bit careful with Tyranitar here. I think I might switch in Zapdos, because we could see a Play Rough come out from that Mimikyu. We could see the Mimikyu switch out for Celesteela, and it's a Celesteela switch that I'm a little bit worried about. I mean, we could just go for a, we're not really too threatened, so we could just go for a Rock Slide and that liquidation into Klefki. That's probably the better option, rather than switch things around, because like we don't want to lose Zapdos. But we do lose Tyranitar, which is a big shame. We take a Foul Play from this Klefki, so hopefully we're not paralyzed here. We should be able to take both of these targets down. Yeah. Mimikyu will go down to the sand. But things are going to get a bit awkward now if my opponent does have that Aegislash. Losing the Tyranitar here is a bit of a problem, because then we've not really got too much to do with that Aegislash. So let's bring in Zapdos. But we still have our liquidation, so if we can catch... Oh, it's the Delphox. Okay. So as long as we take down the Celesteela, we should be alright to kind of close off the match with Gardevoir, hopefully. Does the Celesteela protect here? That's the thing. We can kind of cover our bases by going for a Tailwind with Zapdos, expecting the Celesteela to protect, and go for a Hydro Vortex into the Delphox. I think I'm going to do that. We've got to hope that we're not fully paralyzed though, and we don't see a potential Z move. Oh, we can't see a Z move come out. So there's just a Mystic Fire. No protects though. Okay. It's not ideal. Special attack does fall. We do get the Tailwind off. I don't know why he wouldn't protect the Celesteela there though. I guess maybe call on our bluff and we see a hidden power. Is this going to be ice? Oh dear. Okay. So this match just got a lot harder, and there's a Beast Boost. Special attack rolls. We are going to get the Z move off. This would have been better into the Celesteela slot, but like I was saying prior to this turn starting, you kind of expect the Celesteela to protect there, knowing that the Zapdos is in a position to take it down with a Thunderbolt. And you kind of gauge how bulky it is from that Z move earlier in the game. But never mind. We get the Hydro Vortex into that Delphox. The Sand does chip it down, take it down, so we are on 2-on-1. We're in a Tailwind as well. Let's see. We might be able to do this with just Araquanid and God of War. Maybe. I wonder what item that Celesteela is carrying. But you've got to imagine a Psychic. Hopefully a Psychic. And a Liquidation is going to be enough to take the Celesteela down. So we'll go for that and we'll see. See if it is enough. We'll Mega Evolve, go for the Psychic. We should have just went for the straight play really, onto the Celesteela. There's the Psychic. Let's see what the damage is like. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. Okay, there's a Flash Cannon. I don't know if we'll take one of these either. Oh, we do, just about. Okay, so if we're not paralysed, yeah, we're not. Excellent. Let's see what this is like, damage-wise. That Reflect is still up, but it's probably put the Celesteela into range from a Psychic. Maybe. This leftovers might just take it out of that range. So we can't really do much else but go for, I mean we could go for a Trick Room, but then we're just going to get targeted down, not get any damage off with our God of War. So we've got to hope. If we're fully paralysed with our Araquanid, we're going to lose pretty much. If this Psychic doesn't do enough here. Is it going to be enough? It is enough! Yes! God of War! Hero! Okay, so we just get through that by the skin of our teeth. I think a good lesson there was pretty much we should have just played that turn that we had the Zapdos in straight down the line. We should have just targeted the Celesteela. That was the biggest threat then. You know, that's why I was thinking, you know, my opponent's best win condition there would be to protect it and target into the Zapdos, hopefully get rid of the Zapdos in that situation, and then you can kind of sweep up from there with the Celesteela. So we should have just went, well, that's the thing, that's why I went for the Tailwind, really, thinking that I was confident we'd survive whatever the Delphox threw at us, get the Tailwind up, next turn. Well, we would have taken the Delphox down anyway that turn, if you get what I mean. I'm probably just mumbling a little bit now, but either way, we should have just he-bolted into the Celesteela, got rid of it. It was the bigger threat on the field at the time. So, but as I say, we got through it alright, not too bad, but yeah. We need to be a bit more precise, I think, going into our next games. But we're going to wrap things up there, guys. We're not going to overextend this episode too much. And this will be the last one until next week now. I'm away in Liverpool for the regionals this weekend. So I go away tomorrow, so I'll be playing in the Liverpool regional tournament. I know a few of you guys that do watch the videos here will be attending, so definitely come and say hello, hi. It'll be great to meet you in person, hang out and things, and the event on a whole will be a lot of fun, so really looking forward to that. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of this episode, what you think of the team so far, if you've been playing it and stuff like that. Let me know your thoughts on how you've been finding it, if there's things that you're struggling against, and just your general thoughts and stuff on that. So I have done a QR code as well for the team, as requested, and I did mention it on Tuesday. So the Pastebin will be in the description, and the QR code link will be in the description as well below. So feel free to jump on the battle spot and test the team out. It is a lot of fun, and we will come back to this on Tuesday. I'm already looking forward to Tuesday's episode to really getting our teeth sunk in, and we'll talk about Twitch and things next week, and possibly setting them up for the following week. I was planning on trying to do it for next week, but I'm super tied up with trying to get everything else done and prepare for Liverpool and stuff like that. So we'll be back for an episode of School Hard Knocks tomorrow, and remember to catch up with our MBL. I can't remember what week it is. Is it week 9? I think we're playing Team Flawless. So it's going to be a very cool game this weekend. They have that Maguna, so it's going to be super scary. Team Builder will be on my channel tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, and the match this weekend will be on Hibiki's channel, which will all be linked in the description and everything like that. So do check that out, guys. If I'm a bit slow on getting back to you on comments and things over the weekend, it's just because I'm playing the tournament, and I will get back to you as soon as I've got a spare 5 minutes. And I will, if you want to follow me on my Twitter account, I will be posting updates throughout the day as much as I can at the tournament to let you know how I'm getting on, how other players are getting on, and just the tournament in general. And I might do some little bits of vlogging here and there just to let you guys know how the tournament's going, and we'll put maybe something together on Monday or one day next week of those little clips from the weekend. So I will see you all tomorrow for an episode of School Hard Knocks, and until then, guys, you have a great evening. Thanks as always for tuning in. If you've enjoyed the video, do leave a like, it is massively appreciated. Just say hi to all the new subscribers that we've got as well, that we've had recently. It's really great to have you here on the channel. As I've always said to everyone, if you're new to the channel and there's ever anything you want to see featured, just let me know. I'm more than happy to provide content that you want to see, and that's the main thing about this channel. I want to provide content that you guys want to see. But I'm not going to drag this on any longer. You guys go away, have an amazing evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are, and I will see you all tomorrow for an episode of School Hard Knocks. So until then, guys, thanks as always, and I will see you then. So bye bye.